Eleanor, what are you doing this morning? Did you finish all the chores?
Good morning, Jane. I was just cleaning the house.
Cleaning, huh? But the last time I checked, your cleaning wasn't thorough enough. Do you remember the water droplets left in the kitchen sink? As a wife, shouldn't you be doing things more perfectly?
I'm sorry, Jane. I'll make sure to clean more carefully from now on.
Please do. You need to fulfill your duties as a wife properly. By the way, what are you planning to make for Mason's dinner tonight? You're not going to rely on frozen food or take shortcuts, right?
No, I'm preparing everything from scratch, considering the nutritional balance, so it's all good.
Is that so? But can I really trust your idea of all good? Are you actually tasting the food yourself? The taste is important, but so are the preparation and nutritional balance. For your sake, I'll check your cooking once.
You really don't need to go that far, Jane.
Why are you hesitating? I'm Mason's mother. It's only natural for me to check if you're fulfilling your duties as a wife. Besides, if you're not doing everything properly, it's Mason who will suffer. He seems tired lately. Are you sure you're taking good care of him?
Of course. I work hard on the housework every day, and Mason hasn't mentioned anything.
That's the problem. Men don't often voice their complaints, so you thinking everything is all good is the most dangerous. You need to tighten up and do better. Only when you perfect the housework and cooking, you can say you're fulfilling your duties as a wife. From now on, I'll be checking more strictly, so be prepared.
Oh my God, but I'm doing my best, and I believe Mason is satisfied as well.
It's not enough for you to just think he's satisfied. For Mason's sake, I'll train you to do even better.
I see. I do my best with the housework every day, and I do everything I can.
That everything you can isn't good enough. You need to perform your duties as a wife perfectly. Eleanor, you still haven't learned to keep in touch, have you? Think about your position. Shouldn't you be the one to reach out regularly?
Good morning, Jane. I'm sorry.
When are you planning to come over? There's something you should say before greeting me, something like, I apologize for not arriving on time, or I'll be there right away to take care of all the housework at your home. Please forgive me and stuff.
Excuse me.
See? I even provided you with the exact words a daughter-in-law should say. Now hurry up and apologize to me. And come over here immediately.
You know what?
Oh, by the way, make sure to bring your car when you come by. I'm going to visit a friend for tea this afternoon, so you'll be driving me there and back.
Hey, Jane. I just wanted to ask, you haven't forgotten that I'm in my final month of pregnancy, right? Lately, my belly has really gotten heavy, and it's becoming difficult to move around as easily as before. Especially with driving, it's quite challenging. And honestly, I sometimes feel scared. Also, I'm finding it harder to do housework as smoothly as I used to. So I was hoping you might allow me to take a bit of a break.
What? Eleanor, are you serious? So what if you're in your final month? Imagine what it was like when I was pregnant with Mason and Owen. I was still moving around the house right up until the moment I gave birth, doing all the cleaning and cooking. Isn't that what a normal wife should be doing? It's ridiculous to think you can slack off just because you're in your final month. There are much tougher things ahead as a mother. If you're already complaining now, how will you manage later?
I understand what you're saying, Jane, and I really do respect how strong and capable you are. But every pregnancy is different, and honestly, I'm just really scared of something happening to the baby if I push myself too hard. I really want to avoid overexerting myself. So I would be so grateful if you could understand.
No! With such a soft attitude, you can't fulfill your role as a mother. Come over here immediately. Just because you're in your final month doesn't mean you can't do anything. Such excuses won't fly. You've heard that a little exercise is good for the body, right? Not moving is much more dangerous. Do you understand that?
Either way, I don't have a car today, so it really doesn't seem possible for me to come.
Why don't you have a car? I don't want to hear any excuses.
Mason's car is in for its inspection, so he took my car to work this morning. So neither car is at home right now.
Oh, I see. Well, if it's for Mason, I suppose there's nothing we can do. I'll let it slide this time that you don't have a car. But in that case, just walk over here. It's hard for me to prepare for the tea party by myself, you know.
I'm not coming. Jane, as I've said multiple times, I'm in my final month of pregnancy. Do you not understand how crucial this time is and how carefully I need to spend it? The doctor has also advised me to avoid overexertion as much as possible, and Mason has told me to prioritize my and the baby's health above all else. So I'm following that advice and resting as much as I can.
Honestly, what a troublesome situation. So, does that mean you're not planning to come to my birthday party this weekend either? It's my 60th birthday celebration, and I've mentioned that all the relatives will be gathering. It's unthinkable for you to miss such an important day. As a daughter-in-law, you must fulfill at least that responsibility.
Oh, yes, Mason and I are planning to attend, so of course I'll be there. However, if I start feeling unwell, I hope you'll understand if I need to leave.
Oh, is that so? Well, that's fine. But you're really sneaky, only playing the good daughter-in-law when Mason is around. You may think you can deceive me, but there's no way that will work.
In any case, I can't visit your home today. I hope you'll understand. Jane, I really can't push myself any further, so I would appreciate your understanding.
No, that's not acceptable. You need to fulfill your duties as a daughter-in-law. If you're not responsible, how do you plan to support the family in the future? This is for your own good too.
Jane.
Eleanor, what are you doing? Have you forgotten your place again? Jesus Christ! Where are you, and what are you doing right now? You're not slacking off somewhere, are you? On such an important day, it's unthinkable that you would let your guard down even for a moment. And just because Mason can't make it due to a sudden work commitment, that doesn't change what you need to do as a daughter-in-law. You can't afford to slack off just because your husband isn't here. Such leniency won't be tolerated. Even if you're close to your due date, don't neglect your duties. Today is my birthday, so work harder than usual.
I'm sorry, Jane. I truly apologize, but my belly is starting to feel tight. I'm really scared to push myself right now, so could I please take a little break? I'll get back to it as soon as I'm feeling better.
Take a break, you say? That's absolutely unacceptable. Today is an important day with all the relatives gathered, and you're making excuses to try to get out of it? How disgraceful! And besides, Owen is back home for the first time in a while today. Yet, with you in such a sorry state, what does the future hold? I feel so sorry for Mason. Knowing you're such an unreliable wife only adds to my endless worries. Hey, Eleanor. It's been a while. Are you okay? Is everything all right? I've been really worried.
Owen? Oh, I see. Thanks for checking in.
And sorry for using WhatsApp. I'm sending this secretly, trying not to let Mom see. If I talk to you directly, Mom might get even more upset, and then she'd be even harsher on you.
I'm really sorry for making you worry, Owen, but I really appreciate you reaching out like this. Thank you. Having you around is a great comfort.
No, Eleanor. I'm the one who should apologize. I'm truly sorry for the trouble my mom keeps causing you. Actually, my brother specifically asked me to take good care of you. He told me to make sure I protect you while he's not around.
Wait, Mason said that?
Yeah, he did. He had a sudden work commitment, so he absolutely couldn't make it today. Otherwise, he would have rushed over right away.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, it was an urgent matter involving a client that only Mason could handle.
It's really unfortunate. I think my brother wanted to tell you not to come too. But the other day, when I refused one of Mom's unreasonable demands, she made a point of coming over herself and dragged me to her place. It was really tough. So today, especially if you decided not to come, I thought it would lead to an even bigger mess. My brother was really worried about that as well. He knows how harsh Mom can be with her daughter-in-law, so I think that made him even more concerned.
I see. I'm a bit surprised but also happy that Mason was so worried about me. Thank you, Owen. If I can just get through today, I'll be heading back to my parents' place tomorrow, so I'll do my best to hang in there.
Oh, yes. My brother mentioned that too. Your parents are returning from their overseas assignment, and you'll be going back to your family's home in the neighboring town tomorrow, right?
That's right. So I just need to make it through today and then safely get back home.
In that case, I'll help out as much as I can. Eleanor, you're heavily pregnant, so please don't try to do everything by yourself.
But this is something I'm used to. I don't want to burden you too, Owen.
No. Now's not the time to be saying that. You're heavily pregnant and I won't allow you to push yourself alone. Are you in the kitchen right now? If so, let's just head home already. I'll take care of everything else, so don't worry about Mom's mood. If you'd like, I can drive you home. Please, Eleanor, you have to take it easy. Hey, Eleanor, is everything okay?
I'm sorry. My stomach. It suddenly hurts.
What? Eleanor, are you okay? You need to lie down immediately. Eleanor, can you stop this nonsense already? Honestly, you... What on earth are you thinking? Involving Owen and even calling an ambulance? What were you trying to accomplish? And above all, ruining my 60th birthday celebration? I always thought you seemed like a nasty woman, but this is beyond anything I imagined. That child you're carrying must be from an affair, isn't it? It's over. Divorce. Divorce. Mom, it's Owen. Oh, Owen! You must have had a tough time, right? That troublesome Eleanor caused you trouble too. Eleanor is at the hospital right now. I was really worried, but fortunately, the baby is safe. However, the doctor advised her to be admitted as a precaution, so she'll be resting for a while. So could you please stop sending her constant messages on WhatsApp? Please stop stressing her out any further. Well, I'm relieved the baby is safe. But if it wasn't that serious, shouldn't she be discharged and sent back home right away? Are you still saying things like that? Mom, you're being incredibly insensitive. But Eleanor is the daughter-in-law, so she needs to take care of the household properly. Having her hospitalized over something like this is just a waste of money and time. and the house won't run smoothly. Enough, Mom. This is the first time I've ever been this angry. That's how unforgivable this situation is. What? Owen, are you still with Eleanor? Is that really necessary? Yeah, I'm responsible for taking care of Eleanor as my brother specifically asked me to. Until he gets back, I'm going to fulfill that responsibility. Also, I had to turn off her phone, so you won't be able to reach her anymore. Please stop causing her any more trouble. What? Owen, you don't have to go that far for a woman like her. It's really disappointing to see that not only Mason but even you have been manipulated by her. I can't believe how rotten Eleanor's character is. The one with the rotten character is you, Mom. What? In truth, it should be my brother as her husband facing you in this situation. But since I'm here on his behalf, I'll take that role. Let's have a proper talk, Mom. Owen, what are you even saying? Mom, please think about this carefully. Eleanor is pregnant with your grandchild, and she's in her final month. She's less than 2 weeks away from her due date. She's in a very delicate condition. And yet she collapsed in the cold kitchen without any heating. What? This happened because you forced her to prepare everything for your 60th birthday celebration all by herself. Not only that, but even after everyone arrived, you practically locked her in the kitchen and ordered her not to leave. But wasn't calling an ambulance a bit too much? I was the one who called the ambulance, Mom. Your daughter-in-law who's carrying your grandchild collapsed, and you still wanted to push her beyond her limits without thinking. Wait, you called the ambulance? That's right. Mom, why would you deliberately make a pregnant woman overexert herself? Do you realize how critical this time is for her? Well, I just thought that since Eleanor lacked the awareness of her role as a daughter-in-law, she needed to be properly taught. I didn't think she could become a good mother otherwise, so I thought it was important to educate her as a daughter-in-law early on. What you're doing isn't education, Mom. It's nasty bullying. And you need to understand that. Anyone who sees this would know it's not education. What? Even I, as a single man, know that you need to treat a pregnant woman with care. And yet, despite being a woman yourself, having experienced being a daughter-in-law and having gone through childbirth twice, how could you treat the woman your son chose like this? I'm really disappointed in you, Mom. Owen! Hey, please calm down a little. I didn't do it just to be mean, you know? As you're aware, I just want Eleanor to become a proper daughter-in-law. But before you got into the ambulance with her, the look in your eyes, it was really frightening. But listen, a daughter-in-law is supposed to obey her husband's mother, the mother-in-law. I also devoted myself to and obeyed your grandmother, my mother-in-law. Really? Huh? Mom, you always complain to me and Mason about Grandma's perfectly reasonable advice. Honestly, Grandma's words were so right that even a child could understand them. But you refused to accept them. We couldn't stand hearing you grumble about it. No way! Why are you defending a woman like her? I'm your mother. Protecting Eleanor right now is just as important for me. By protecting her, I'm also protecting myself. For your own sake? What do you mean by that? Actually, I've been seeing someone, and I'm thinking about marrying her. I'm serious about her, and I was planning to introduce her to the family soon. But I was planning to bring her to the house next time. But what happened today has made me think a lot. Oh, that's wonderful news. You finally found a good match, Owen. Then I'll make sure to properly educate her so she'll be a fitting wife for you. Unlike Eleanor, who had a twisted personality from the start and was beyond saving, It's rare to find someone that bad. This time, if I properly educate her, she'll become a good daughter-in-law. That's exactly why I want you to stop, Mom. What do you mean? After seeing how you behaved today, I'm certain that I can't let her meet you. So I've decided to take her last name. I'm going to build a new family with her away from you. Owen, how could you do that? That's ridiculous. It's already decided. By the way, I discussed this with Dad earlier and he gave his approval. So no matter what you say, Mom, your opinion isn't needed. What? Your dad's there with you? Why? He came to the hospital because he was worried about Eleanor. Actually, all the relatives who were at your 60th birthday celebration were really concerned about Eleanor too. Of course, it wouldn't have been good for everyone to rush to the hospital. So they were considerate and let Dad and me know over the phone how worried they were. But the only person who was being verbally abusive toward Eleanor was you, Mom. What? That's not true. Everyone must have misunderstood me. I'm sorry, but that's the reality. Oh, it looks like my brother just arrived. What? Mason? But he was supposed to be working today. When I told him about Eleanor, it just so happened that he'd finish his work. So he's headed over here right away. Then I should go too. You don't need to come. I've already asked the hospital to bar you from entering so you won't cause any more trouble. What? Why would you do that? Because you don't understand, Mom. So don't come. My brother and I are going to discuss what happens next. All right, I'll be leaving now. Wait a minute. Owen? Owen! Thanks to the unwavering support of Owen and Mason that day, my baby and I were able to get through it safely. I can't express enough how grateful I am to them. After that, Jane started being avoided by the rest of the relatives. It seems she finally realized just how much trouble her selfish actions had cost everyone. Shortly after turning 60, she began living in solitude. She was forced to confront the reality that the so-called education she imposed on me was nothing more than self-satisfaction. I hear that now she receives the same cold stares from others that she once directed at me. On the other hand, Owen still visits us from time to time. His words, "I want to do everything I can for the family from now on," give me great strength. And Mason is even more dedicated to his work for the sake of our baby and me. Without the two of them, I wouldn't have been able to live as strongly as I have. I'm filled with gratitude.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!